get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, true believers? Welcome to the Believes Crypto Show. We talk about everything crypto here, and we let you know exactly what's going on in this market so that you are more informed than you were to start this day. And we're going to kick it off with the most important news of the day. Now, is it a market mover? No, because I think we already, this is big news, but I think we've already decided this to begin with. So I don't know that it's going to move markets, but Paul Atkins, the SEC chairman, confirmed at the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium in Jackson Hole. Paul Atkins made statements that contrasted sharply with the view of his predecessor, Gary Gensler. And he said, we cannot necessarily treat all cryptos as securities. The SEC will now proceed with the assumption that the crypto token itself is not a security. The SEC will no longer automatically consider tokens to be securities. At this point, I think there are very few tokens that are securities because, to me, how a token is sold and the regulations surrounding it are more important. Now, that means that at least for the next 3 to 4 years, as we have the Trump administration in office, we have a clear path forward for cryptocurrency. So this announcement in itself is monumental to how we're going to conduct business, reassessing and reconfirming that we are getting into the bull run. And the bullish altcoin phase of the bull run is getting very, very close. Now, at this point, 100% hold, bull market peak indicators still sitting at 0 of 30. So it looks like we are set for a perfect rally. Derek Hines says totally looks like it's moving the market down. That has nothing to do with the announcement. I mean, that really has nothing to do with why the markets are moving up and down. At this point, we should be recognizing that there's no real method to any of this. Institution is just 100% manipulating how the markets are running. But 24-hour volume, according to CoinGlass, $326 billion, down 10% from the day before. What you guys are talking about is not even, look, this is a Bitcoin market. It is no matter how you look at it, it is a Bitcoin market. All right. And by the way, your blow off, your absolute blow off of meme coins is going to last something like 60 to 90 days. Maybe we get a double top. So maybe we get a nice little run for 3 months, then, or even 60 days, then it dumps super hard. And then we get that secondary run. And maybe that's going to be it. I mean, that might be the end of it. So we're making much ado about a very small period of time because that very small period of time didn't come when we wanted it to. And that sucks, but here we are. And Derek says, that's an excuse for a shitty market. Well, I'll be honest with you. It's not a shitty market. If you bought Bitcoin, you're living in a fucking bull run. You've been living in a bull run for 3 years now. And all you've done is go up, and away. So as far as it goes, no, it's not. If you're referring to altcoins, yeah, you're probably right. But the market overall, market is sitting at an all-time high. It just wicked out over an all-time high. The previous bull market top $3 trillion in market cap, currently 4.17 trillion in market cap. So yeah, we've been moving aggressively. Now, if you have been like what I've said, if you've been buying the bottom, selling the top and then converting it over into Bitcoin, guess what? You're winning. I mean, end of story. If everything here in crypto is about how you manage your portfolio and it's not everything that you get goes into Bitcoin, I can tell you what the problem is. Now, this is the yellow line here is the global M2 money supply. I thought I would simplify this and show you how correlated or directly correlated this entire market is to the money supply with turning turning it into a line right there. Instead of candles, we're just going to use that line right there to give you an idea of what the market looks like. And I mean, it is matching it up very, very specifically. Also, I want to say that when I look at the market, everything is not perfect, obviously, but if I were to correlate, I would say this correlation, this big move right here, this big move right here, this big move right here, and then this big move right here seems to be correlated, which means to me that right here, which is where we are, is also right there. And that leads to a massive, massive, massive move getting ready to come. So I think we're about to move so much higher. Now, the other thing is the correlation is not always going to be perfect. So when we look at it and we start to move it around, you'll notice that it doesn't move exactly with the market. Sometimes you have moments where you're going up slowly, but capital's flowing into the market very quickly. And it looks like it's kind of splitting off like that right now. That I don't know if that means there's going to be a big surge or if maybe we've already diluted a little bit of that market cap because of so many different projects and stuff like that. And we haven't seen that cascade. People are getting a little fed up, tired, whatever the case may be. But I think we're testing right now another big move. And I think that it's about to play out over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So if I have to guess right now, I would say today is your day to today or tomorrow is going to be your day for a big time reversal. So let's see what happens. Let's see if I'm right. But no bull market indicators are hit. If you haven't already, sign up for the Bullish Crypto channel. You know what to do. It's $4.99 a month for the private stuff. I do have a new project we're going to be talking about very shortly, and this one is going to go into the private chat. This one's going to go into because I kind of like this one as a project. So there's going to be an early signal for you guys to let you know that. Also, by the way, I was talking about this font that I liked so much yesterday. Now I'm tired of it. So I'm getting there, though. Trying to step up my thumbnail game, trying to do something a little bit different, and I just get annoyed by everything. Now, if you haven't already, sign up for Terra Casino. If you do, put your username in the comment section. We're giving away another $50 today. Eddie RVA won $50 yesterday for Terra Casino. So put your username in here. Now, if you don't have a username, go sign up. Again, if you use Microsoft Edge or Opera, there is a VPN for you to use. Also, all you have to do, attach your wallet, and you can use USDC, USDT. Matter of fact, you don't even need to fund it. All you need to do is be signed up today for a chance to win $50. Try it out. If you don't like it, whatever. But if you do like it, then ta-da, you've helped me out tremendously. So put your username in the comment section today. Also, if you're trading meme coins, including the Believe meme coin or utility coins, Terraport.finance, your place to go. And MemeLink actually having quite a dump today. Where are we at here? Down about 37% right now. You can see right there, just kind of sold off in the last couple of hours. For about 4 days now. It's been sitting really nice right up here at about 404. Dumped down over the last couple of days, about 50 cents total. So, or 50%, 50 cents. God damn it. 50% total over the last couple of days. Now, question is, are we forming a higher low? And for that, I'm going to switch back over here. And I don't think so. If I'm going to consider this as another move right here, what I would be looking for is a continuation of that move right there. And then let's take that right there. So you can see how this is kind of lining up. A test to the top of this range right here, probably a little 3x, something like that, seems to be in the cards, but it's going to have to break out above that structure for to raise some excitement, if you will. But again, I mean, we're at the beginning of what should be altcoin season. Maybe everything is just going to go absolutely nanners. I mean, when we look around, again, same thing, the same thesis that we've had for the last bunch of days applies. You know, other than a couple of meme coins and a couple of major alts, we really have not seen a big run in anything. Also, I'm not going to be able to get back into API 3, by the way. It looks like it's just kind of taken off right there. So I'm sitting patiently waiting for a move back down to $1, hoping that we get one last run back down there so I can accumulate a little bit more. I'm not mad for taking profit on the way and for taking the risk, but I do want to stick to my guns that $1 is going to be that spot for the next dip on API 3. I don't see, like, there's no reason for it not to come back down right here to accumulate a little bit more for another move right there. So that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm looking to see. But you know, look, it might just absolutely take off without me. I don't know. Certainly not looking for it to, but if it does, shout out to everybody who's still holding on to it. I took my shot. I'm taking a risk here, and I got a buy order set right now for $1. So if it comes back down, then we're going to be back in the game, but we'll also be back in the game with about 50% more in tokens than we had before. So instead of 10,000, we'll have 15,000. I mean, that's a big number, and I think that's worth the effort or the shot for that accumulation. So hopefully we'll see something big happening right there. But back to Meme Linked, it had a sell-off, 37% down just a little bit today. Again, I think it's going to have that breakout back up to the top of the range, about a 3x right there. Then we'll decide what we're going to do with the bag when we get to that 3x. Let's get there. Once we get there, then we'll be up top, high five. You know what I mean? All right. And then I closed TradingView. God, believes you are such a moron. All right, CC Coin. If you haven't already, get yourself some CC Coin. Gonna have, again, something else that's going to have just a nice little run. And they're launching blockchain beauties. We already know Bud 2. We already know CC Cash, CCR. We already know everything that's in the ecosystem. Or do we? Because we've got Deviled Megs, we've got Lena, we've got Lexi, we've got more of these vanity cryptos that are going to be launching, and that's probably what we should call them, as vanity cryptos, where it's going to be something like a small ecology within another bigger ecology, and maybe that brings about more eyes, more investors, more attention paid to each and every one of these. And what we're looking for is new eyes, we're looking for new ways to advertise, we're looking for all those things, and this could be a really interesting way of doing that. So get yourself some CC Coin, anything in that ecosystem. And if you haven't already, again, I'm going to be bullish on DevE until there's a reason not to be. And by the way, just because I don't like the way that they've done marketing so far does not mean that I'm not incredibly bullish on it, because the technology in itself. I mean, guys, listen, I don't want to say this because I don't think that people understand how bad a marketer Vitalik Buterin ever was. So, you know, it's not like we're in some kind of strange area. They're not really good at or ready to market the way that we in crypto want to see it. Again, this is traditional finance coming into Web3, all these pieces. I think, in my mind, fundamentally makes it a little bit different. So when we get to that announcement, we get to that big move, when we get to that moment, then we'll see how it looks at that point, and then we'll reevaluate. But again, I think this is a fantastic opportunity. Anytime you get it under 50 cents, going to be a gift, in my opinion. And we've been on the ride since 12 cents. So feeling great. DeFinity markets. All right. So no update from them today, but nothing changes. Forex trading. Instantaneous settlement. Is anybody seeing how this lines up right now with DevE and their business proposal? Maybe, just maybe, this is something that they might want to consider. And by the way, DeFinity, it never occurred to me, but then it did. But if you look at it, you're looking at, they've created a Mobius strip. And for those of you that don't know, a Mobius strip is a kind of a break in mathematical reality. You'll figure it out once you look at a Mobius strip, but it has no bottom. It only has a top, and that should be impossible. But when you put a half twist into it, here we are. So it's a bottom without a top. It's a top without a bottom. It's, an interesting exercise. And proof, by the way, that things get really weird. So anyway, DeFinity, go check it out. Absolutely. I think, look, another one of these that I think is just going to have a spectacular run. RWA assets, real world assets, they matter so much. And DeFinity keeps expanding into smaller markets everywhere so that there's more and more opportunity for that trade volume. And when this merger and when that Clarity Act happens, and when we've got Genius already, when we got Clarity, when we've got all of the pieces in place and we can start to really build and fundamentally bring this kind of stuff from traditional finance into Web3, then things like DeFinity, things like Devi, those kind of things are just going to break out and go absolutely nanners. Now, with the rest of the market, we've got OKB absolutely breaking out. Look at this thing. It's up 62% on the day. The OKX platform going absolutely crazy. I don't know what's going on. Pendle up 7% on the day. Quantum 13.6. Morpho up 14%. I don't know what SVL is. Slash Vision Labs up 30%. API 3 up another 18%. Troll 17%. Ultima Useless down 14.4. We got a new one called Useless American Dream. I just launched that at 8 o'clock this morning, so I would take a shot on that one too. Check it out, see what happens. WKC 25% down. Yeezy, which, guys, God damn it, if you have Yeezy, unfollow me, because, man, what the fuck is it? So look, this thing launched at $3 and it's down to 84 cents. Okay, Kanye West just stole your money. Okay. I mean, if you do not see that and you do not understand that and you were dumb enough to fall for this, you earned that loss. Okay. Launched it at almost a $3 market cap or $2 market cap. Whatever it launched at was way higher than where it is right now. Basically, they just sucked your money out and stole from you, and you let it happen all over again. And I know some of you are just like, oh, LOL, yeah, baby, go run it back and all this kind of, I watched an entire group of Faltron people get wrecked yesterday, and I laughed, not because I don't want them to make money. I want everybody to make money, but I knew what was going to happen. You know what I mean? I knew it was going to happen. All right, so Cocoa up 13%, banana, which is the Justin Sun banana thing. Bird up 15.8%. Nobody up 20%. So getting a little meme coin rotation, I guess, is but the best that we can say here. It's not solid. Bone, by the way, up 6% on the day. That's a pretty good sign. We haven't seen Bone ripping in a little while, so Bone having a move is good. A positive move, anyway, is pretty good. Fear and Greed Index is sitting at 50, up from yesterday at 44. Again, if we get that 30, if we get that move, if we get the move down to the bottom of this range on the Fear and Greed Index, then we are going to ape everything. Sell the house, sell the children, rent the children out, whatever. You don't have to sell them, but do whatever you can, get yourself as much Bitcoin as you can, and then from 30 to 70, make your profit, and then make sure that you sell in a couple days when it goes back up to 70. Because, by the way, that's exactly what's going to happen. If we get a nice dip, if we're fortunate enough to get that Fear and Greed Index down into that 30 range, buy everything that you can, because it is going to go so much higher. I assure you that M2 money supply tells me that we are going to go higher. Doesn't tell me that we're going to go all the way to the moon. Doesn't do that, but it does tell me that we have an upward trend. When risk assets, when you have M2 money supply growing, risk assets become more valuable. End of story. And crypto, Bitcoin, everything is becoming a bigger part of the public lexicon. The more important it becomes, the more imperative being in Web3 becomes to traditional finance. The more value there is, the more value is created in cryptocurrency. It is now inevitable, and there is no turning back at this point. So this is, if it gets down there and you get lucky enough, put everything on it right now. Also, looks like we're just kind of meandering right now. We're not down there at the bottom anymore on the exchange reserves. So whatever. Like to see a big surge in that for one day, but we got outflows on the Bitcoin ETF for 4 days in a row now. For the Ethereum ETF, should be 3 days, no, 4 days in a row as well. And total dollar amount, 240 million. We're down under. Are we under at this point? 12. Yeah, we're at 11.84. So we're down under 12 billion. However, just like everything else, it's a natural correction in the market. So we're going to ride this natural correction in the market and see what happens overall. On our meme coins, we've got API 3 at $1.57 up 16.9%, Volt up 4%, CC up 4%, Bonk up 3%, Buddy 2%, DevE up 1.7%, but really not setting the world on fire here. It's sitting at 44 cents. We certainly want to see it above 50, but you know, I mean, these dips happen, and how you respond, do you accumulate, do you DCA, you know, those kind of things matter. Blockchain Beauties about 1%, 100x Solana about 1%, Blocky up about 1%, Tars AI about 1%, DeFinity kind of broadly dead even on the day. Moon, I don't know why I have this goddamn thing in here. I don't know what this one is. Of course it's going up. It's not linear. Like, is this mic on? Is my mic on? Like, just because something's going to go ultimately up doesn't mean it's not going to have a correction and go down. Like, we can see that, right? We've been watching crypto for more than a day. I mean, you know, we know that we have a big move to the upside, which we just had, where Bitcoin goes from what was it, 100,000? What was the number? 100,000 to 114, 115,000. What was that number over here? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It was even worse. It was even worse. It was 100,000, 101,000. So it goes from 101,000 to 114,000, and we're talking about it's going down. What? When in doubt, zoom out. I mean, am I making this too easy? When you zoom out just even further, it's just going up, 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 up and away. But every once in a while, it goes sideways, and sometimes down a little bit, then boom, even higher. And then down a little bit, then boom, even higher. And then down a little bit, and then boom, even higher. Every time. Every time. It's like magic. It's like magic. Not Magic Johnson, though. You know, with the one with the, you know what he's got. I don't think you can say it out loud, but you know what he's got. Anyway, it's not linear. So anyway, O'Hare down 1%, Fiat down 1%, Mantra down 1%, CC Cash down 3%, MK down 26% now. Rocky, I think Rocky's just kind of dead even on the day. Just kind of on the day. But I don't mean to. Hey, Derek's been a loyal guy. He's been here for a long time. We don't all have the same belief in some of this data. You know, we don't all, and anything can happen. You know, I could be sitting here talking about this, and I could be saying like, oh, dude, it's going up. Whatever, it's going up. Like, not like it's never going to go down, but it's definitely going up. We're definitely going to have that because I can see the money supply. However, I did say that there is a divergence a little bit in the way that it looks. So anything is possible, but should be known that most likely we're going to see a continuation of an uptrend because we're not seeing a dump in the money supply. We're seeing a consolidation in money supply. And Trump administration is already printing more money. So we're going to see an uptrend continue. Now, as far as total value locked here and DEX volume, Ethereum still sitting at 5 billion. Solana still sitting at 3 billion. BSC at 2 billion. Base at 2 billion now. Arbitrum and Hyperliquid at 1 billion. So it's just a huge amount of money being transferred every single day on these chains right now. And it is only going to continue to grow. It is only going to continue to grow. Some of these things are going to have just monumental moves coming up very, very soon. And you start to look around, you start to find some of these, and when you see them and you start to see that volume increase, like get excited, because that usually matches with price action. Something like Shibarium, by the way. I think Shibarium is about to have a quick revival. I'm not even sure why. I just been looking around at it, and it feels like it might be time. It might actually be time for some kind of crazy, crazy, crazy breakout and moment. So who the hell knows? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to know. I'm supposed to know everything. God damn it. Anyway, let's go down the list here. XRP 291. Again, we're going to move that over to those. Next move for XRP, in my opinion, long term. We've already had the move down here. We've already had the 236. Now we've got the breakdown here. For me, I would say that the most likely move here is going to be XRP down into this range right here, and then a swift and brutal reversal up to $4. I'm still going to call it at about 420. That's where we're going to kind of tip the cap. Again, when I turn on global money supply, it tells me that we are going so much higher. Right? We can see the money continuing to flow in, and we're going to have that breakout. So nothing changes. We're just waiting for that next big moment. Ethereum, same thing. We're looking at this, again, the same thing. I think we're going to see a $6,000 Ethereum coming up very, very soon, like a rocket ride. Like right now, this consolidation is going to lead to that next big move. Solana, same thing, but Solana, I think, is going to be more aggressive. I don't know for sure if we're going to test that all-time high, but if we get a little fire in Solana with $3 billion in trade volume, while Ethereum is sitting at $5 billion, those are significant numbers. So, boom, a $350, $360 move for Solana, probably in the pipe right now. OM. Again, I'm keeping my estimate pretty low. All I'm looking for at this point is another break above this 37. By the way, I want to get rid of that because we've already cleared that out just a little bit. Now, what I think is going to happen next for OM, because we did get the 37 already, is the move to 50 cents. So I think we're going to see a little break back up into 50 cents. After the 50 cents, then there would be a break back down, most likely, because we're not strong, because I don't see the holder base being as strong as it was before. A move back down into 30 cents one more time. Then you get the breakout to about 64, 65 cents. That's what I see probably happening for OM over the next little while. Now, there is a possibility that you could get that sort of banana zone sort of thing, but I don't think so. Now, would you sell ETH at 6,000 or hold? Would you sell XRP at 420 or hold? I would sell both at 6,000 and $4.20. I would sell both at that level and hope for a massive dip. Now, by the way, because I said 420, could be like 418, 417, 416. It's just going to be near $4. But that would be me making a guess. That would be me making a guess. And my guess on Ethereum, again, $6,000 and then 420. Great opportunity to accumulate. Great opportunity for to rebuy. Again, you go to 420 over here, then historically, using the Derrick method, it goes up, comes down, it goes up, it comes down, up, higher, down, not as high, back over here to this range. So if we take that and we use that as our thesis, then when we go to 420, there's going to be a correction back down into that 360, 365 range, at least, most likely closer to 325, right into this sort of range right here. Like that would be your opportunity to accumulate a little bit more, So if you have 1,000 shares and you sell at 1,000 right here, then you got $4,200. But when it comes back down to 325, how much can you buy for $4,200? Instead of having 1,000 shares, then you would have 1,200 shares. So you would have, you would increase your position just by flipping it that way. So seemed like a good deal to me. Now, as far as Devi goes, again, like I said, I don't think that their marketing is really, and by the way, I say that their marketing sucks because they're not doing any marketing right now. They're not getting listed on exchanges. They're not doing any of the things that we look at when we say that, those are those are the big moves that we should be doing if we care about our token. I've said before, I'm going to say it again. I don't think they care about the token right now because it's not part of the building plan. What they care about right now is building the business so that Devi and DevStream and Devise and all of the protocols and outlets that they have all become synergistic with one another and lead to wherever they're going. Again, I think the partner is NASDAQ. I think the pieces are in place. But then once you've got the power of NASDAQ, once you've got the power of dual marketing, once you've got all of these things working together, then you've got value. Then you've got a move where the Devi token becomes a Devi coin. It becomes something that runs the ecosystem. Then you have Fiat, which is going to run the gaming ecosystem. You have all of these pieces that will just kind of finally come together, because then the tokens will be coins and they will then matter. And again, right now, I just don't think that that's in their business plan at this point. But remember, we got 5 weeks right now, about 5 weeks right now before the end of the quarter. And we're supposed to have quite a bit on that roadmap from that point. Testnet right now is live. The public shard is not live, but the testnet is. So you should see the public shard being launched very soon. You'll see the finalizing of their partnerships and stuff like that internally. I think that's what that means. And then in the fourth quarter, you're going to see the launch of the exchange. You're going to see the launch of the partnership announcement, which, you can't launch the exchange until that happens. I think the exchange is going to launch in November, I want to say. But the announcement would have to come before that. Like, it seems like you can't avoid, what you need right now is you need regulatory approval. Once you've got your regulatory approval, then you make the public announcement. Then you get the rampant speculation. Then it runs up pretty hard. It's like, that's the way that I see it. I could be wrong, by the way. Look, I'm giving you what I think is going to happen, not what I know is going to happen. All right. It's all speculation. All right. So, but I do think that Devi is going to absolutely break out. VeChain, same thing. Just, VeChain's already had that big move up into, what was it, 17 cents, something like that? 27 cents. God damn, I'll never get that right. So I think that VeChain has that next big run again. I think it's going to do it one more time. Ondo is going to get that next big. They're going to get their flowers right here. 550 is where I gave you for Ondo. SWE, where did I give you SWE? $13 for SWE, and SWE's been looking real strong, by the way. So, there's a lot of these things that are about to break out. The biggest one for my breakout, though, remember this: official Trump meme coin. The official Trump meme coin, when it is meme coin time, the official Trump meme coin is going to go to the moon. Donald Trump is going to do something to just absolutely run this market like to an insane level. Like, I'm sure of that. I think that, anybody who holds the Trump meme coin gets to do something. I don't know what it's going to be, but they're going to come up with something, and it's going to be crazy, and it's going to take this thing to a whole new level. I think it's going to be the first $100 billion meme coin. Pendle is defying the expectation. So I would suspect that there's going to be a breakout of Pendle at some point very, very soon, way above the previous top of 750. I think Pendle comes in right now a little bit under $1 billion market cap. I think it was around 800,000 at last count. 800 million, I'm sorry. It's at 900 million right now. So 900 million market cap, at least a 5x from where it is right now. And right now it's trading at 544. So, it's $25, $30. Where did I give you? I gave you almost $20 to become a millionaire. So I think the Pendle is going to have a nice big run as well, maybe even higher. That is a good deal, but it would be better to take them profits and put them in Bitcoin. Absolutely. Anytime you want to put money in Bitcoin is a good move. Brian Armstrong, that criminal piece of garbage himself, said, and by the way, I say that because they stole my USDC on Solana. Okay. They stole my fucking money. And I really despise Coinbase for that. That's why I use Kraken now instead of Coinbase, and by the way, somebody did tell me originally Kraken's no better and stuff like that. And you're probably right. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is and they have the same policies and procedures and stuff like that. So, it rubs me the wrong way. where I was a Coinbase One subscriber. I was paying them. I was doing everything I could to be supportive for them, and then to get stabbed in the back by that, and then just be told like, oh, well, tough shit. And it's USDC. The largest investor in Circle is Coinbase, but Coinbase doesn't use USDC on Solana, but the Solana chain is active on Coinbase. Are we not seeing this? It's a fucking scam. Like Coinbase is, again, others probably same way, but I just happen to get burned by this one, and I don't like it. I think it's criminal. And they're disgusting people if they don't immediately do something about it. It's a stable coin. You know what I mean? By the way, because it's a stable coin, I'm sure that USDC will be available on Solana at some point. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them integrated into Coinbase. Coinbase is about to get left behind, by the way. There's a lot of different places that are implementing other blockchains like that. Coinbase is trying to stick with Base. They're trying to stick with Ethereum and stuff like that. They will get left behind very, very soon. They're going to be in like one of those straits where they're going to have to make a move. So I suspect that they're going to support it fairly soon. And then the money's just going to magically appear. All right, ZBCN, same thing, by the way, as Pendle, same thing as SWI, same thing as Ondo, looking just ready for another breakout, looking for another gigantic move. The Moon chain over here had a big breakout there, wasn't sustained, came back down, went to the top of the volume of that range, probably ripping its way back up. DeFinity had that little dump, and now it's got a pump going on for the day, up 13%. So, I mean, maybe we'll see a nice move here. But going down the list, Arrow's still breaking out. I think Arrow's going to have another big move. Conflux broke out crazy. Now it's consolidating up in this range. I mean, again, just like Derek was saying before, maybe you're not making money. Maybe you bought tops. Maybe you got stuck in this position over here because you thought that it was going to go crazy or something like that. Or I said, it's probably going to go crazy or something like that. And maybe it's just taking a little bit longer. But I mean, if you continue to DCA and you continue to buy down here in the 6 to 8 cent category, then you're looking at it right now being like, yeah, because I'm up 3x and it's consolidating with me being up 3x. And it's the only public blockchain in China. It is the only public blockchain in China. Conflux is going to go absolutely bonkers at some point. Remember, the China is discussing bringing the Chinese yuan into a digital asset and backing a stable coin with the Chinese yuan, the digital yuan. So maybe there's something going on in China that we haven't seen play out yet, but that will play out. Also, Kronos finally having a little bit of a move. Don't have the confidence in it yet. Still got a long way to go. Remember, this is, that's a flat line. That looks like crypto.com is an absolute flat line. All right. I was at $1 at one point before when it was a speculative asset in that regard. So I think there's going to be a big move, but we'll see. Fetch AI got a long way to go to that all-time high. It's at 66 cents right now. Got a high of $3.47. So does it go so much higher? Well, probably. And it looks like that. I mean, it's really playing out perfectly like that. So depending on the amount of time, going into next year, $5.50, something like that. Like it could go absolutely nuts on Fetch, and that's going to be your hub for AI-related Web3 stuff. Then you've got Hedera, which is HBAR. Again, I think that's going to be one. Going to have a big move up here into this $1.14, $1.15 range. Big breakout opportunity. Aave lending platform. I think, by the way, that the Aave lending platform, because it's revolutionary in the way that it did stuff, I think it's going to survive all of these other ones like Pendle and places like that, these lenders that are popping up all over the place. I think it's going to survive and probably even thrive because remember, like before Aave, you didn't have the ability to stake in your own wallet and have your tokens locked up and can only be done with a smart contract where you get liquidated. Like, all of those things did not exist before Aave. So I think that Aave going to have another big breakout, but it'll start to dilute because those lenders, those lenders will start to become real banking lenders. And I don't know that Aave holds up long term, but I think it's going to, in the bull run, have a big run. Stable coins, Cardano, the only stable coin you need. Clearly, Cardano, the biggest stable coin on the block, most likely goes back up to $3. I don't see an all-time high for Cardano, by the way. Maybe it does break out. Maybe we get into a $5 discussion, $10 discussion. Maybe we break out all the way up to $8, like the golden ratio up here. Maybe. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So anyway, that's gonna be the show. I got to go a little bit early today. Again, I got something going on. So you guys have a good day. It's not financial advice. I'm always right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got Terra Luna Classic coming out today, and we've got some new projects that we're going to be doing. And BitTensor, if you haven't already, the Tau token, we're going to do some content on that. We're going to start that immediately, and we're going to dig into that ecosystem, and we're going to start talking about what's going on there. And we're going to see maybe BitTensor, maybe the Tau project is something for us. Anyway, we'll talk to you again very, very soon, and we'll see.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining.